Well, we're the Scheidlers. I'm Jeff, and my wife Heidi, and our two twins, Brooke and Tyler, and that's who we are.
Yeah.
Did I don't feel like I did that very well.
Going to church has always been very important in my family when I was growing up, and so then as we started getting together and having a family, of course when they were really little, we were so busy we couldn't, but then we moved into a new neighborhood and we moved right next door to the Grahams, and they invited us one Sunday to go to church.
And it was nice we could take the kids to kids ministry, so that was our first exposure to kids ministry, to be able to kind of leave them and go off and have our own time to worship. Sundays were Heidi's day to work, so I would bring the kids to church and I would leave them at kids ministry. And so that's kind of how things went for a couple of years. We would kind of just come and go from church. Once we started volunteering, I think that's where things really kind of changed, and our growth and our roots at Pathfinder really started to develop and dig in.
I got in with a Bible study, got to know some ladies that way, then started volunteering at VBS, as it was called back in the day.
The first experience, for me was that first phone call that Steve Wheeler gave me, and I heard you're a writer. And so that first time where I went and saw that last day of VBS, that first year, I was like, yeah, I could do this, I could write this. And I thought it was kind of cool that my kids had grew up liking this and they would be in the audience watching. It was really a cool experience to get to know these people who you've seen around church and on a deeper level, and to be part of the creative process. Sometimes I don't think you know where you can fit in and where you can help, but once I kind of saw that process and how it all came together, this feels like a place I could help, and I really appreciated Pathfinder for giving me that opportunity, and for Steve Wheeler for reaching out and suggesting and encouraging me, because had he not pushed a little bit more, I probably would have been like, yeah, that was probably not the right thing for me. But by him really just come check it out, and making me feel real open. I'm so glad for everybody here that I was able to do that, because that changed our trajectory here.
So also that first year, he ended up getting a part.
I was guacamole, roly-poly.
Chiquita Felipe Esteban Morales Jr.
Yes.
He was the favorite character that year. I know all the kids I was with that year liked him.
And I believe that first year I was Spotlight #1.
Yes.
Yes,
I think,
you signed
I
my
believe.
shirt.
After that first year of VBS, that's when we really started to volunteer as a family. It kind of became a monthly tradition of something we just did together, and we always knew, hey, what week are we serving this, this month? When are we doing it? And Scheidlers are typically the first weekend of every month. That's when we serve down in.
We'll be there. We're all down there.
That kind of became a tradition, and we planned around that. And now, rather than coming to church and just kind of waving to a couple people, I had friends and people I stop and talk to. It's been so much more rewarding. And then that made me more interested to get involved in a men's group, and that has really helped to challenge me, because now you have a group coming from different directions of what they know of the Bible and their experience growing up. It's been really cool to see that I'm not alone. I'm not the only one who's still trying to on this journey. One of the things in my men's group I always try to recommend to all the guys who are in the group, and a lot of them are in similar situations with young kids, just try to relay to them that I do feel like it's important to get involved and to volunteer and find an area where you can connect, because that's where I really felt like I got a better connection and made it feel more like a home.
I remember being a second grader and going on stage and getting my Bible handed to me by Dion and just being like, this is so cool. And I remember going to Sunday school and getting involved with VBS, getting to be on the stage and getting to volunteer with my parents every summer and knowing all of the dances, and then later getting to act and see the impact that I was making up on all of these kids.
And it sounds silly, but it's special, and it's nice seeing kids come and watch. I don't know what that kid is like, but it's nice to know that I at least some impression on them.
It's
like
infectious,
nothing else.
kind of.
It's nothing else.
It brings me back every year to do it again.